Celebrating the Hispanic Heritage Month, we have the privilege today to have Guadalupe Velasquez from Columbus, Ohio, to inspire us for her work, for her leaderships. But let's start from the beginning, when you were born.
I was born in Lorena, Ohio. Soy mexicana y cubana. Mi papá cubano, mi mamá mexicana.
Esa combinación cubana, mexicana, lograron crear este líder. Esa pasión por hacer la diferencia, ¿dónde surgió?
Pues del principio, porque mis padres, la familia de mi mamá llegaron a Lorena y eran los primeros inmigrantes que eran latinos, como el segundo, de cinco, del primer quinto, mi familia era de ese grupo. Entonces era su obligación para hacer bienvenidos, to welcome other immigrants, to help form organizations like the Virgen of Guadalupe Society y las iglesias que teníamos que eran en español. Entonces, del principio era la obligación de mi familia para ser líderes en la comunidad.
I heard you last year and I was so impressed with your work. Y lo que me gustó, lo tuyo, es you always want to give back to the community. Y esa pasión, ese legado de tu familia. Cuéntanos de lo que estás haciendo actualmente para ayudar a las comunidades inmigrantes que llegan aquí a Columbus.
Pues hace como 15 años ahora trabajando con la comunidad. Primero era para ayudar a gente que querían participar en el Festival Latino y también que tenían problemas con el Departamento de Educación o de Salud, y ellos me llamaron porque me conocí por ser una ayudante y trabajé con la Coalición Hispana. Y después empezó de otras maneras a ayudar a la comunidad con like car seat safety, because we found out 10 years ago that Latino children were the number one death was not being buckled up in a car seat. So working on a project with Nationwide in that project, and also working with a task force that had all the hospitals. We forced all the hospitals. We did advocacy, and we forced all the hospitals to have interpreters, because 15 years ago they were not following the Title VI compliance. And so by going to all the hospitals, that's how I learned and met other people in the community that were leaders. And then I just built relationships with them to always have in mind to be able to serve the community.
Tú has brillado por 15 años, o sea, tu liderazgo. Cuando miras hacia atrás, ¿tú sientes que ahora el liderazgo de las latinas es diferente que cuando tú comenzaste?
Sí, claro que sí. Quiero decir y dar como a shout out or praise, because my first job actually was, I did as a volunteer, is to work with Julia from the Ohio Hispanic Coalition, and she did a leadership training for women throughout the whole state. And it was 1 year of going to different cities and doing leadership training. And that was my first experience in working with the community in such a large capacity. But it did not continue. And I feel like we were all in the struggle as a state just to survive. Either people who were already established were helping other immigrants to survive, and what I mean in the basic necessities of, again, enrolling your child in school and finding the right doctors or access to health care, and again, interpreter services. Lots of issues and problems were occurring, and I think as a community we were helping, but I think that the community has risen to another level and we're more established, right? Our immigrant communities are more established. They have children who have been born here in the United States. And so now, thank God, I noticed about maybe a year and a half ago that this wave of Latina leadership is happening in the north side of the state, in the south side of the state, with Latinas, mujeres taking action. And then Columbus is certainly doing its part with the Hispanic Chamber, the Latina Mentoring Academy, but also the coalition last year did a Latina Summit. So there is a movement, yes, that I think now women especially feel like we can take we can take charge and we can take control. It's not a bad thing. We're not neglecting our heritage to empower ourselves and to empower others. But mostly empower ourselves so that we can, because women are the base of the family. And so where the woman goes really is the direction the family goes. So I think, yes, we've arrived to a new age where we can start thinking about how to improve our professional lives, our personal lives, and knowing that that will help the family.
Rediscover ourselves, transforming community, rediscover our potential. Now we have the Latinas faces, we know the names, we are throughout Ohio. Do you have a message that you would like to share with the Latinas there from Ohio, from Columbus, from Cincinnati, Cleveland, Toledo, and across the United States about the importance of, like you say, to discover your potential and help their community to become a better place to live?
Yeah, sure. My message is let's work together. That's about the hardest thing that we have to do in our community is working together. And my message to the men in the community is let women be in charge because they can get things done. There are international statistics that say women get things done. So do not be hindered by a strong woman. Support that woman because she is a loyal person. But mostly to the women out there, let's work together so that we as a state and we as women can discover new horizons and then help the youth because young girls are falling in the cracks, wanting to get married, wanting to have children. There's children as young as 11 years old having babies. We need to stop that. And we have the power in this generation to do that. But also, what's really important is to know that leadership is servitude. So you must serve and always think about serving the community and ask yourself the question, how may I serve? It's not about being in the newspapers or getting an awards. That happens as a result, but it should not be the objective. And that's very important for people to know.
Well, with those wonderful words, we are so happy to celebrate a different Hispanic Heritage Month today with you, celebrating your leadership of double Latinas. They're making a difference in Ohio, in their community, in their own lives. Because when you take control of your life and take control of your voice, you can transform community. Thank you so much, Guadalupe, for sharing your incredible story, but also your leadership that inspired to all of us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And of course, I just want to add one more thing that, of course, it's the leadership of our city, which is our mayor, who created this position where I can do the work that I do. So definitely thank you to Mayor Coleman.